the change aspect of it. There's this book that my mentor gave to me a while ago. You remember Solo Agave? Yeah, thank you. We was getting a little dinner. It's called Think Again, and it's the book by Adam Grant, and I totally recommend this to anybody, man, because I was reading this book and it goes into talking about how the way that you literally force your mind to drop the idea, like the ideology and the perspectives that you have and beliefs that you have and that you believe are right, and to drop them completely and relearn it in a way to adapt to new environments, to new scenarios. Like there's this one story that he talked about firefighters who come down to like a forest fire or like a
Hot
wildfire.
shots.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
shots.
hot shots. Anyways, they're running up this hill because this whole field behind them was on fire, and they're running up this hill, but they're running out of time because they're about to jump off this hill and like do some crazy, escape and like land to freedom. But they're basically getting chased by fire at this point,
That's
right?
crazy.
Everybody's tripping. Everybody's taking their equipment off, which is like one of the biggest like no nos. Like you don't do that as a fireman or whatever, or like a hotshot. They start taking off their equipment because it was too heavy. They're slowing down and the fire's creeping up. And only one person. It's funny because he stopped, and everybody's looking at him like, "What are you doing? Like, we're getting chased by this fire." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Trust me, I have a plan." And he's thinking, and then he grabs, takes like this little thing of gasoline he had in his bag. He sprayed it on the grass in front of him, and he lit on fire. He started a little wildfire in front of him. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's like, "Bro, you're gonna kill yourself." And so they all start running. They're like, "Screw this guy, I'm out." And you know what happens? The guy ended up laying down in the obviously once the fire kept moving, he laid down in the spot that he just lit up, right? Because it wasn't fire, obviously, it was burnt grass and stuff like that. But he laid in it, and as everybody was running, he let the fire continue to go over him. The thing is, that piece of grass that he burned before the fire got to him was already burnt. It didn't get touched by the fire. So he just he had his little zone in the middle of this huge field of fire and he didn't get burned because of it. And he just rethought, like, that was just like instinct for him because he rethought like their whole strategy, their whole attempt of escape. And you know what? The rest of them died. They all got burned in the fire and died. He was the only one who lived. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And it's like, and they were taught, nobody taught him to do that. Nobody taught, like in their protocols, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so in this book, he continues to go on telling us different stories, even like in business perspectives, like the CEO of BlackBerry didn't want to jump on this trend that Apple was because he thought his way was the best way. And then next thing you know, 2 years later, Apple doubles their sales. You know what I'm saying? Like on some crazy shit. And like it's simply just because, and the person, the the designer or the developer of the iPhone originally came to the owner of BlackBerry with the idea of a touchpad. He's like, "Nah, we like the keyboard. We gonna keep it as a key, because you could flip it, had the little keyboard, right?" And he turned it down because he thought his shit was his stuff was the shit. He thought that. And then somebody else was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do something completely different." And everybody was shit on him at first. If you see the first sales of Apple, like it was not great, but then once it started catching on, boom, skyrocketed. Yeah. All because of that, right? So it's cool because I feel like for me, like that's something that I always try to do. I try to change, like adapt my perspectives and how I think and how I see things. You know what I'm saying? Try to find alternate um, outlooks and just ways of going about things. And dude, like it can change your life literally. And